Hi, I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Botker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
Just in time for summer fun and days at the beach, the Go Pineapple Die by Janine Lecour is perfect embellishment for so many fun projects, including tote bags. The Go Alexandra Tropical Pineapple Beach Tote is a free pattern available at AccuQuilt.com.
Now, there are 5 shapes on the 6x12 die board, so it's going to fit through all of our Go cutters, including our Go Me. Now, think how difficult it would be to cut all of these pieces by hand or even with a template. Now, we have already pre-fused our cotton fabric. We've pressed that onto the back of it.
Right.
So we're all ready to go ahead and place this on our die. And of course, we can always cut up to 4 layers of pre-fused fabric on our die at one time.
All right, so these are kind of the little spikes that build the crown.
Okay.
So you want to have it a couple of different green colors.
Great.
So we have.
Okay, great tip.
And then this is the top of the crown. So again, it's going to be that green. And these are just the little texture pieces that come on a pineapple.
Right, we're going to create a little design element there.
And then the pineapple base.
Love it.
All right, so we need a 6x12 cutting mat, and we're going to cut out our shapes.
I think I have one right here. All right, let's go and cut that out.
Not only, Erica, could I see this on tote bags, but I could see it on beach towels and tea towels.
That's just what I was thinking.
Table runners.
So many great project pillow covers.
Oh, yes, yes.
Things for your patio.
Oh, there we go.
Look how perfectly those cut. That would take forever. Here's our pro tip. Don't get rid of your extra pieces because you could go back in and cut some of your spikes or something else for another project out of these fused pieces. So go ahead and hang on to those.
This would be a really fun project for kids to help you make as well. So there we go.
Love it.
All right, now the project that we're going to show you is made with a June Taylor Quilt As You Go tote kit. Now in your kit, you're going to find everything you need to make one tote. And what you want to do is you want to start by trimming the edge of your batting, and it's printed about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch all the way around. And then you want to separate your pattern from your straps. And then once you've trimmed your batting, you want to secure the batting to the backing using June Taylor basting spray, which we have already done.
Right.
And then Erica, talk about how we secured it.
So we've secured this by stitching on that outside solid blue line. Now, this is important. This is going to come into play later on, but remember you're going to sew on the solid blue, the outermost line.
Right. And then what you want to do is you want to follow the pattern and subcut your strips according to that pattern, right?
Right. Now, we're going to start by laying strip number 1 over the strip number 1 shape on the batting. And then strip number 2, we're going to, it's going to end up covering that shape number 2, but for now we're going to put it right sides together with shape number 1 and stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now remember, these blue lines on the batting inside the design are placement lines.
Right.
These are not your stitching lines. So Pam's put a pin in here. We're going to go ahead. She's going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance right along here so that we can fold that over and keep going.
Excellent. All right. So let me just real quick sew my seam. All right, Erica, so I've stitched along a 1/4 inch.
Right.
And I've pressed it away.
And then we've just kind of used our June Taylor Magic Seam Wand to, instead of finger pressing, to press this over and get a nice, firm, crisp seam.
Right, you don't want to use your iron on this, it will melt your batting.
Right. Now we're ready to place piece number 3. We're going to line it up and sew another 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Right, and we're just putting right sides together and continuing this process. So let me stitch out this piece. All right, Erica, we've continued that Quilt As You Go process. We've done all the center section and the side sections, and we're going to continue here with these last 5 sections.
Perfect.
So the concept is still the same. We're going to put right sides together and then stitch along that seam line.
And when you fold it over, then it's going to hit the next placement line, and we'll just keep going out to the corner like we did over on this side.
All right, so let's talk about now we've sewn all of our strips down, and doesn't that look so tropical?
It really does. I love these fabrics.
Yes.
So the next thing that we want to do is once you've got all of your strips down, you want to go ahead and along the edge either pin or use your fabric glue stick again to get those tacked down. Because we're going to turn this over on the wrong side. And remember that stitching that we did at the beginning? This is where that comes into play. We're going to follow that stitching line and stitch through all the layers to secure everything before we trim this down.
All right, now Erica, we have trimmed our batting.
Yes.
And we're all ready now to add the appliques. So do you want to talk about our embroidery files and how you would want to add that?
Yes, so you've got a couple of options. Now AccuQuilt does offer free downloadable embroidery on our site if you have an embroidery machine. It's going to give you the option of a motif stitch, a satin stitch, or a blanket stitch. And we've got some little bit more complex shapes available as well for purchase.
We do.
Now, if you're going to use your embroidery machine, you're going to want to, your next step is going to be putting this project in your hoop, and the embroidery will give you your placement lines as you go.
Right. Should we lay out one of our pineapples and see how it looks?
So you'll want to follow your directions for your placement of your pineapple. And we're going to start from the bottom and move up.
All right, so now I'm going to take this and we're going to press it out with our iron, and then we're going to show you how to finish off your tote.
Okay, great.
Look at how fun that is.
Isn't that adorable?
Yep.
And we just did a simple zigzag stitch on our machine here.
Right.
And used matching thread.
So once we appliqued those pineapples down, then I came through and I stitched a 1/2 inch on the left and the right, putting right sides together.
Yes.
Now our next step is kind of fun because now we're going to show everyone how to box the bottoms.
Yes, now you already snuck in and pinned that one, didn't you?
So what you want to do is you want to push these pieces together, and that seam, you want to make sure that seam gets pressed and pinned open. So when you stitch the 1/2 inch, then it's going to lay flat. And then what we're going to do, Erica, is I'm going to take it to my machine, and I'm just going to stitch right across there, 1/2 inch.
And be sure you back stitch at the beginning and the end to really secure that seam.
All right, quilters, so our binding we just cut with a 2.5 inch strip.
Right.
And like you would normally do for a binding. And we're just gonna sew it to the front of our tote.
Yep.
Flip it over and stitch it along in that ditch.
Right.
Right? So let me show you how I've already done one. All right.
Oh, this is fantastic. So again, just put it just like any quilt. We're machine finishing it. That's gonna make it good and secure. And now that we've done that, it's time to put our straps together.
So let's talk about our straps, Erica. So I have one section that's already done, but do you want to talk about this section?
Yes, so this is really important because you will find in your kit, you're gonna have batting for the straps. And you're going to follow the directions for enclosing that in fabric. And you're going to be using your fabric glue stick or your basting spray to do that. You're also going to get webbing in that kit, and you'll be covering the webbing in fabric as well using that same technique. You're going to top stitch on either side of this. It's going to make not only a really secure and strong strap, but one that's comfortable to hang on to, right?
Right. So then the last thing we have is to show you how to add these straps. So what you want to do is you want to come here and stitch it down, and then we're going to stitch here again according to the pattern, and then stitch right here. Now there's a little bit of bulk here.
Yes.
So just take it easy with your needle. I kind of started in a little bit and then back stitched and came across, but then you'll have 2 perfect straps. And ta-da! Your tote is complete. It's perfect for the beach, trips to the library, or even the grocery store.
That's right. Now, quilted totes have never been easier to make Because here at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time
so you can quilt more.